Hello, everybody. Hopefully, everybody's having a nice day. And wanted to show you something today. Does anyone know and remember this little guy? This little droid from Star Wars, his R2-D2? Yeah. So today, I've been planning to fix him today. Since now we have a soldering toolkit now, I was wondering if we can fix his button, because he doesn't work or it doesn't make sound because it was disconnected for a long time or something like that. And this guy was inside that bag for a long time already. See that bag right there? He was in there for a long time, a period of time. And something was like pushing down right here, and that might have pulled his wire, and that's why it's not making sound. Because I made sure the batteries were good. And if the batteries were dead, he'll probably make a sound by now, but like in a dead style of a way. So, I've been planning to fix him today. And if anyone heard of this toy, he's like a R2-D2 plush, but he has like this little hard part down here, your battery compartment, and he's two wheels and a third wheel. It's like a bump and go action wheel. Yes, he's a bump and go action R2-D2, but he's not really like, like the original bump and go action tires or like different ones, because this one he just spins instead of like, going to a wall and bounce to the other one. But so, and if you're wondering why this right here is like this piece right here is gone, well, it's because this thing, this cap of taking out and replacing the batteries if they're dead, it been having a hard time taking out the flap, like, a original flap to take out this. And I'll show you. So let me just get this. So like mostly what happened a long time ago, when this R2-D2 was in that bag for a long time with all the other plushies with no attention for a long time, longest period of time, is about the other things. If I remember correctly, on the last video I put batteries in here, right? Yeah, the factory ones. And if you notice, somehow he does the difference when I take out his little flap area to like open and shut the door. Well, for some reason it's much more easy now because of the this little flap, this little piece right here gone. You see, it's like it's broken. Well, it's because I think something in there was jamming this thing inside there, or like breaking it, or making it stay in there for a long time. So yeah, so this is in there for a great amount of time, and when I try to fix him by taking his whole entire plushy part off, like, taking it apart and taking it off to see if there's anything wrong on the inside. I don't know if it's gonna be possible to take it off. But yeah, so don't know how you even take this off, or like try to pull it apart, or like there's like something here. Like if it's possible. Let me see here. So, guys, R2-D2, he's been broken for a long time, and you need to find a way to fix him by just trying to peel this off, or whatever this is holding on to his outer layer, whatchamacallit. And been planning to try to fix him by this thing right here. Okay. So I don't know if this is gonna be messed up or not, because this is gonna be taken off as soon as possible or not. Because, well, maybe I should have not done that, because now the thing like this was like stitched together, and I might have ruined it. But there's got to be a way to take this off. And, well, there's a little bit of a way to take it off, because I want to see what's going on in the inside. Because, like, if I remember, that last time that his bump go action wheel stopped working, it was last year in 2021, because his attentionness was useless, with no attention and not in use, and his wheel stopped working and it slowed down. And I need to find a way to how to take this outer layer off, like try to fix it somehow, because now it's off. Just need a bit more inference or like something like that. And now it's a little bit off. Trying to get in there, trying to take the cover off, the whatchamacallit for the top layer of R2-D2, like the plushy part of him. And we are almost there. It's just I don't know what is holding this down. I might need to use a thumbtack. Okay, we almost got it. This is almost coming off. Or this might be a clip, because this is very hard to take off. See, it's now showing this. Just don't know how you take it apart. Like, I feel something moving in there when I tap on this, but that doesn't mean it's gonna come off or not. Huh, there's like a clip thing to move something aside. It's just like a well, I see that this thing now is moving, but this doesn't mean that it's gonna be trying to take off or something. This gotta be a clip. This has to come off. I'm sure I can find a way to take this off, because it's simple on there. It's just it's gonna be very tricky. Or there's like something holding this down, holding down this bottom area, like it feels hard. Matter of fact, since this is not opening right here to take off his entire plush part, I want to know what's on the inside of the wheel, because it's been slowing down nowadays. And like last year, what I said, he has been getting no attention last year until today. He's been getting a little bit of attention because of his little bump and go action wheel not functioning properly and slowing down. Not indication that is on low batteries, but it might be something else because of his thing not working properly. But yeah, I'll try to see more details, because of his last time his wheel stopped working for a while until today, because I fixed it that one day, gave him a bit of a tap to make his electronics work. And that might work for a little bit of time until it wears out again. But yeah, I might see. Where'd that last screw go? There it is. So let's see here. I'm not seeing no details of what's causing the motor to be slowing down from back then. All I see is just simple gears and all that stuff. But this gives us a good sign to take these wheels out of here. And it's just a little square and a gear right here controls the wheels. But yeah, very interesting. I can see that there's a lot of mildew in here, all that grease, all them, whatchamacallit, all them hairs. And I for real don't see nothing to take this apart. Oh, there's gotta be like some sort of thing right here. But yeah, I don't see nothing to take this apart. Or hold on, because there's like something right there, like it should move. Like there's like something right there should move. Which is quite interesting to know. Okay. This has to move. As a matter of fact, we need to take the batteries out of here so I don't get shocked or it doesn't get short-circuited a little bit. So let me see here. So since we took out the wheels, I'm gonna try to take out the batteries so I don't get electrocuted or doesn't short-circuit while I'm working on it. There. There are the factory batteries that I placed in there. And I literally don't see anything how to take this apart. Well, all I see is screws right there. That might give us a little clear sign, so let me see there. That might give us a clear sign of taking this apart. So be careful and don't strip the screw. Because of all that problems back then, of his wheel slowing down, and all that other stuff, and today his button not working. I want to give an example of why is he not working. The button part and a little bit of the bump and go action wheel. This might give us a little bit of a clear sign to open them up a little bit. So they're the small screws ever. Easy to be losing. Very thick, by the way. And this might give us a little bit of a clear sign to open this up. Even though, or those screws don't go to anything. It does go to somewhere. So this opens this. And there is the electrical stuff in there. The wires it connects to. Or disabled does not come off. I don't see anything inside there. See anything in there? If I move this out of the way. You don't seem like nowhere, nothing inside there to open this up. I can see something green in there. That might be just... Okay, so I see the motor for the wheels. And that green circle thing or whatever's in there, that might be the speaker. And I don't see nothing to take this apart except for this little thing I just pry out. Looks like a little lever. But there might be something with this. If you can take this out of here. But yeah, it's very interesting. Well, hey, look at that. I managed to get it open. So all I had to do is get my screwdriver inside there, or get my screwdriver in there, which is the right there, or put my screwdriver inside the cotton or like the fluff and pry it out like a flathead. And that managed to get that open. So we got this now. So now we can take this off. And it's just a big little cheaply made box. And there's his green speaker. That's cool. And to the button, I have no idea what's causing it to be broken. There's usually, yeah, see, there's a speaker. Oh, look at that. Looks like one wire got disconnected. And look at that. Looks like it looks like they put glue in there. There's the motherboard and all that cool stuff. Well, that's usually not appropriate to put glue, so. Oh, but wait a minute, hold on. Let me see if I can try to get that button out of there. Or if it's possible to get it out of there. Because I don't want to break that one wire, or if it's stuck in there. Because it's all stuck in here in all this cotton. See, it's just like a round, just a bag full of cotton. And the button is right here. It's just stuck in all this cotton. Or there's like a little zip tie right there. It's holding it down, like a piece of rubber band. So the problem is, now I get it why he's not working or making sounds with his little button. It's because the wire got disconnected due to being pushed in all day and every day. So I don't know if there's even a way to take this button out of here. Oh yeah, there is. Just have to move that annoying, or I don't know, because this is tied down. And look at that. Now even a bit of a wire went inside there. And the thing is, with this broken wire, see, there's not even slack, and it just broke off in the inside there. If we can see, if I can try to grab this button out of here, because it's tied down with too many rubber bands. You can see that the thing in there is broke off somewhere in there. And I have to take out the button and try to make some slack, or try to tear apart the button and try to fix that thing. If I can. There. Sorry about that. I had to break the button off. I mean, like, the stuff off, so I can get some good things on there. So because that's why he's not making sound no more, because of his one wire disconnect, because something was pushing in the button, and that's why it wasn't working. So here's something I need to do. So you see all this wire, it's all twisted up, so that's not appropriate. So we got to untwist it to remove some of that stress, because that's what's causing it to suffer. There, see? It's all good. And for the button, you can see how it came off clean. You can see this one wire came off from this. So that's why he stopped making sound when the button is present activated. So that is very interesting. So I don't know if I'm gonna have to replace this back or try to make some slack or try to hold on, because you see that, if I can zoom in, you see that it broke off somewhere in there. See, there's the wire, that black thing, it's in there for real. And I don't know if there's a way to take out the, or take apart the button so I can put some new slack of wire in there. But hold on, I might try to do that so I can get this button fixed as possible, because I hate when this is broken. Or it might have, because this thing right here is here for a reason. This little thing that goes inside there holds the wire in place. So if I can get this to open, or there's no such thing as opening this button, and there's no wire present, or try to put it back in there but with no connection present. So I think it was like this. I didn't put, or I didn't resolder it, but I just like put it back in there to see if there's any connection. So while we remove that, so here's the body and the button. Nothing going on around the wheels, so I might put that back together. Make sure the wheels are clean. Just snaps in there like that. And find those screws, if these are the right ones to put back the wheel, if it's appropriate. So okay, so we got all those in hand. So now we know what's on the inside of little droid R2-D2. So now I'm gonna screw these back. Oh. So yeah, now we know what's on the inside of R2-D2. Is this this whatchamacallit, this little cheaply made little dome. It's very interesting because it's China made, and not really nothing much to it, but yeah. I might screw back these little wheels, or like the screws it came with. But yeah, that was weird. No wonder why his button was not working, because being in the bag all day might have melted his wire, or might have got too hot or overheated. So now that is back on, I'm gonna rescrew this. If I can find the screws for it, they're very small. They get easy lost in this. Well, I might have lost count for those annoying screws. They just get lost so easy. Am I gonna have to use this magnet so I can find a way to get those screws back? Found them. So this means I can screw back the battery connections, which is the in there. So I'm gonna put this back on. Oh, whoops! Took out the screw from the joint where it screws in. I need to put that back so it doesn't come off. Okay. So I'm gonna put these screws back on this, on the right there. If I can get it back in there, I have a good point. Okay, so let's see. Some other things too about why the motors might be running slow is because they might have catched hair. That's another reason why it's going slow, because they might have catched hair in there. It might need to open it up even more to fix that issue. And one day I'm gonna resolder the button because that one came off. Even though I put it back, it looks like it's brand new, but it's not, because that piece of wire lost slack while it broke off. I don't know why that screw keeps on coming out. So yeah, it's very interesting. It's very interesting that why that button of the wire broke off, and why R2-D2 was not making sound no more. But yeah, that's a cool mystery. A very cool mystery. But don't worry, if y'all are R2-D2 fans, I'm gonna put him back together, so you don't have to see the technology inside him. But yeah, don't worry, R2-D2 lovers, I might put him back. Just gotta see what the problem was from last year and today. That's it. And then I'll put him back. Okay, now the battery connection is now fixed and back together, and the screw for the battery to screw in back in is keep on coming off. But yeah, so now the observation I asked earlier to put him back together, to take the entire thing off to see what's going on the inside. Well, yeah, I might do that to see what's going on the inside. Take apart this cheaply made little blob to see what's going on the inside. And I might fix them. Man, these screws are very tight on there. Gonna have to use the big boy right here. But yeah, it's very interesting of why the wire broke off. Positive or negative or whatever. Because toy wires, they don't matter. And it makes a lot of sense why they don't matter. Oh, and by the way, I just noticed the white color of the white wire. Looks like from Shrek's wire. So now slowly taking this apart. If it comes apart, oh, because they glued this down. But don't worry, I'll put this back. Just disconnect this. So let me see here. So this is not going to come out, right? Yep, it sure is. So there's the electronics in there. And a little microphone, which is interesting. And look at that. There's the cool speaker, just like from Shrek, but it's a bit bigger. There's the inside, and I will not ruin it too much. because he still works. I have no idea where that microphone went. Oh yeah, it goes inside the little earpiece in there. So there's the inside right there, where the battery goes and all that cool stuff. And I can see that the speaker has been used a little bit too much use, because last time it used to be a reddish pinkish voice coil, and you can see the part where it's connected, it turned brown. Same with the coil underneath the reddish pinkish on top. And that's cool. Inside this little R2-D2 is a little microphone, sends high frequencies, or like a little clap noise if you make them. Very interesting technology here. Oh, look at that. You see that? I Google search about the putting glue on wires to make them stronger. Well, maybe it's appropriate for you to think about it putting glue on wires, but it may like make the things in there suffer a little bit because it doesn't have a proper connection, and you'll make the connection slower. And yeah, and maybe the microphone didn't hear properly because this is too much glue a little bit. Same with the speaker. The speaker's alright, that's good. And the classic terminals, and it has the same brand just like from Shrek. The same brand on there. And there's the motor, if you can see that, if I move this out of the way. Make sure the wire has some slack so I don't ruin it. There's the lovely motor, causing it from last year's, making it going slow. And I don't see nothing going wrong with the motor, because that's the weird question. Why was it going slow last year and going out? Let me see. It doesn't smell burnt or anything. That's the main part of these motors. They're very cheap. Or like it's because they catch hair all the time. And it's very interesting about that, because I've heard about motors catching hair all the time. It might have gotten from the in here to the outside here, but it's possible, because these wheels have a little bit of texture to the closest of the floor to the above right here. And it's possible that pieces of hair got in there, and that's why it's going slower. And it went out last year. But yeah, I might put all this back, or like try to fix the button real quick if it's possible, because look at this. That small bit of wire came off from right there, and it got stuck on the inside right there. So I see like there's like a little crack in there, so I might take it apart. Just gotta find a little flathead. If there's one. And maybe I can try to fix the button, if it's possible. So I need to make sure that these wires over here has less stress and unstable, and untwist it so it's the right length and have some slack. So yeah, we know it's broken off something in there. And these little clips, I don't know if it's gonna let me get in there. See, this is the thing that's here for a reason. See, these little clips are like these holes. That's there for a reason, so it can keep it stiff, I think. So I don't think there's even a way to fix this button, or if I can find like a little crack somewhere, or like a little gap so it can let me go inside there. Or try to get my screwdriver inside there. I need to use a little thumbtack. So I need to make sure that the wire stays like this, so this doesn't go all the way up that way and break off again. Oh. I think that thing accidentally went in. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so I get it now. So I know how to open up the button. So I gotta press these little tabs. If it goes in, if it goes in there, for Christ's sakes, if it goes in there. There, see? Now I got the button open a little bit. So let's see what's going on the inside. Okay, make sure. See, this is the cap. See? Simply just comes off, I guess. That's the cap. And what I see here looks like, look at that. Simple. We just need to make some new wire, fresh wire, and solder it again. Then he'll be good as new. So yeah, let me take out this old wire. Or like desolder it. And I need to take out the button as well. There it goes, see? Came out from its little case or little box, whatchamacall that. From a little button, this little technology button itself. And yeah, it's simple. All we gotta do is just desolder it and then put some new wire on it. Use the solder on here. See? That's the part where it broke off from the right there. Previously connection peeled off. So yeah, we got that. So we're gonna go outside real quick and replace this wire. Make some new wire. We'll get to that in a second. Okay, so I made sure I take off the tape from there. Might put some new tape on there because this one is already old. And taking all this good technology with me, and we're gonna replace that button as soon as possible, and he'll be fully working. Okay, so now we're outside once again. It's a nice day out here, and we're gonna go take this into the shed and bring the soldering stick. And we're gonna try to resolder that button. So I'm gonna leave all this stuff here. Make sure that button has some slack so the right here doesn't break off. And I'm lucky they put glue right there, so I don't need to worry about putting it back inside the hole where it goes inside there, so the wires can hold it from coming out of the device. So I'm gonna go get the soldering stick, and then we'll be right done. Okay, got the device, the soldering stick, and we'll be done in no time. Just got to be careful. Make sure it's plugged in. Make sure this thing has a good soldering stuff. Get rid of the leftover solder. Alright then, we're all ready inside. Alright, now I'm going to plug this in. Okay. Alright, now he's on. Move this stuff out of the way. I don't know why it has to be in the way. Alright. So now I need to figure out this. While this is warming up, I'm going to go get me some scissors or cutter pliers or wire pliers to get some new wire out of that. Be right back. Okay, back. Got me some scissors, so I didn't find no cutter pliers or like wire pliers to like, you know, cut the wire, like, you know, that the identical size. Like, you know, I had some pliers, right? I have some wire pliers, right? I got some, but it doesn't fit in the right size and it always slides on it. So I got some scissors so I can cut some new wire on it. So yeah. So I'm gonna make sure again, make sure this has some slack. Putting it over here. Put it at a good angle like this. Alright. So now we are ready to get this started. So I'm gonna get this here. Desolder this old wire. Alright, desolder this. If I can try to unsolder this. Okay, so almost ready. Man, that button is now hot. Hopefully it doesn't fry on me. Can't even hold the damn thing. I might need to go get some, whatchamacallit, some scissors. I'll be right back. Okay, back. Got me some tweezers so I don't have to feel this hot thing, this hot button. Because it's giving out a high frequency on the motherboard and hopefully it doesn't make it suffer. So hold on. So let me see here. If it's correct. I'll try to hold this like that. There we go. So I don't have to touch the hot button. Come on, just melt already. You know what? Hold on. Okay, so this is taking a long time now. There. We got that desoldered. Finally. Now I can cut off that old wire and get some fresh wire. If that makes sense. See? Cut off the old wire. And get some fresh wire, just like the other one. It's fully cut already. Don't need to cut the thing. Now all I gotta do is do it like the plier action, which is making new wire. If I can get this off. There we go. Got some new wire right here. Perfect size. I don't know if it's gonna affect that, but alright. Well, I cut that. Hold on. Man, keep on cutting that wire. Okay, now we're gonna have to make it this at the same size now. Because now we have to start all over again. It's gonna take a while to get this good. And it's very hard to take out this new wire because it keeps on trying to cut. Or maybe I can try to do it with my fingernails, because it's more easy that way. Probably not, because the thickness on that wire is pretty tough. I guess scissors just does the job, I guess. Man. Okay, this is it. This has to come off. Get some new wires shown on the road here. And all you want to do is just mess up every time. Now we have to start all new again. Okay, come on, wire. Come on, wire. You know why you have to be stubborn? Keep on bending my fingernail. Come on. Don't. Finally, God, man, don't. We finally got some fresh wire. Look at that. Finally. Jesus. Now we can twist that thing up as usual, because so the wire can be thick and not act up during connection. Okay, now I have to just make it at the same size as this one. Okay. by the time this might take some time. Just take some patience. Just need to be careful to not break that wire. Okay, good. We got another connection. Finally! Man, it almost took like 2 hours. We got the positive and negative end now. Finally got that in hand. Now we can resolder the new wire so he can work again. So now, without all that stuff in mind, now we can continue having a good day. Now we can resolder back the button. So just gotta make sure the connection, the way how it went back. I don't know, that wire might be a little bit too big, so I might have to cut some there. So it's a bit smaller, so it's the perfect size when the solder is present. Okay, now we can resolder this, and hopefully this doesn't take no time. Might need some. Come on, you can do it. We have to start this one first. Okay, so now so this means I need to carry the button and try to stable this. Man, this is so hard. Hold on, give me a sec. Welp, a fortune for that. This, I wasn't able to resolder the little button on the R2-D2 toy. Well, but I found a trick for that. So in ordinary to put back the button's connection, found a way. So I cut the wire like that. I cut the wire. I mean, like I made the wire longer so it can have like some slack a little bit. And right here, as you can see, I put everything back in this cheaply made little blob, and this little hole for a little microphone and all that cool stuff. But yeah, I might put some batteries in it so it can test it out. So let's see here. So let me get these factory batteries again to test out the action. Whoops, wrong way around. Okay, now he's connected. And this is how he usually works. Because, so like the previous action from earlier, he only worked from his switch. But with the button action, well, he has a connection right here. See? So this still works. That's good. Because last time he stopped working, and now we figured it out by taking out some wire. And yeah, this is like the button action right here. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. And this thing keeps on coming apart. Hold on. Okay, I finally got it back together. So I have to hold this disc because this always likes to fall out. And the microphone is right there. See that? So I guess that's what there's another hole for. So that's like a little microphone. That's why he was so sensitive of touching it. And it's good that I found a good connection, which is the button action still works. If you find these in the stores, you hear this all the time you press the button. So yeah, that's interesting. But I found a trick. Yes, so I found a trick. How to get back the buttons action. So all I gotta do is put the wires back, but instead of resoldering it, because there's barely even solder on this button, trying to resolder it back up. Well, I also found another trick is by putting the wire on it and twist it. The only trick in the world. So I'm gonna try to do that. I'm gonna need tweezers to help out the job. As you can see. This might take a minute, so beep. Gotta hold on. almost there. So we're almost there, so hold up. There we go. Voila. Look at that. We finally got that wire on there, and we just gotta pay attention so it doesn't come off. Just gotta make sure it doesn't touch anything, so it doesn't short circuit. But yeah, I'm sure it's fine like that. Yeah, pretty cool. But yeah, now let's do the next wire, and we will be done with this. Positive or negative or whatever. I don't know, because it seems like it doesn't matter. Sorry if you can't see that. I was gonna say, sorry you can't see that, but yeah, you can see now. Look at that, he finally works again. That's good. See? That's good, right? He's finally working again. That's good. Twist up that wire. But hey, look at that. Voila. Now his two wires are now connected. Finally. Because now he's working properly now, the way he's supposed to be. Just like in the store. You press his button, you hear sounds. Yeah. this came disconnected. Hold on. Man, R2-D2 is going nuts with his button reconnected. There we go. Button reconnected. Now that means we can put this button back in its little box or socket or whatchamacallit. And I know exactly how it came out. It came out like this. This will help and stiffen the wires. And just like that. If it goes in. Almost got it. He's almost in. See? Yep, I'm smart about that. I know the way how it came out. See, there it goes, see? Button back inside of its little box or container. Or of its little, whatchamacallit, of this button thing. Take a look at that. Button is back in its little, this little container. Back the way it belongs. Now we can put the cap back. Just gotta remember how it goes. Yep. Wait a minute, hold on. This button looks like it's jammed. Okay, so there's some bad news with the button now. It somehow doesn't want to click no more. Well, that's bad. Or might have put in it the wrong way or something. So it looks like this is no good anymore because somehow it was just clicking fine earlier and somehow it stopped clicking and stopped making this thing have connection. But the good news is it still works. Except for this annoying cap. It's no good no more, so it's no good, so or I'm gonna have to put something in there so the button can click satisfying again, or yeah, kinda don't know what happened here, but yeah. It's just a piece of junk now. So, since this button is piece of garbage now, not this, the button itself, like the one that has the metal, and then the little dots at the edges like a dice. I'm talking about this because this is acting like it's garbage now because it was working just fine earlier, but it decided to mess up on me. So I'm gonna try something. So this wants to be acting up, so I'm gonna put a screw in here to see if it does a difference. Well, I don't know because it won't stay on barely on the button. But yeah, I might need to try something different because this isn't gonna work. So yeah, because it's very annoying to see this is now broken, and R2 is not gonna have his action no more. So what I would do is get some piece of wire like this and crunch it up so we can see some difference. So I'm gonna see here. It doesn't need difference by putting these things in here. So I'm gonna make it flat as heck, super flat, just like that. It's all crumbled up like a piece of shiny metal, aluminum, and I'm gonna put it inside the button where it's in its little compartment, what you call it. Okay, so this isn't small enough, so I'm gonna have to make it more skinny. Much better. It's way more small now. So now it has some connection or something. So now we can put this in here. Will I cut this off? Okay. So let's see here if it's gonna fit. Yep, that's perfect. So now let's see here. So I'm gonna put it as the same size as the dome of the button. Like fit it inside. Because it wants to be stupid with me and not click as the original button and acting like it's junk. There. So now let's see if it does any difference. Hold on. I don't think this is gonna do a difference. But let me see here. So, I'm gonna have to glue this in. Or try to make it fit. Because the button has to have a stable stuff so it can move up and down like original button. So now I'm gonna try to find a way if this is gonna work or not. Well, I got an idea. So we found like a new top for it because this is acting like it's junk now. The top of the button that it came with, and it's not pushing down like a normal button, like something messed up around the edges or something, or did some damage to it. So I'm gonna go get something real quick, and then maybe we can have a new button. Okay, so got me some tape. I'm gonna tape this up. I'm gonna tape this up so this can stay in here. Just like that. I don't know if this is gonna help, but yeah. It might help for a couple of days or so until he messes up again. But yeah, as long as the wire is okay and it has some slack by pushing it in. Get some full slack in there. But yeah, look at that. We got ourselves a new button. So yeah, we got him back working, and we found a new button for him, or like we found a new cap for him because this cap of the button that it came with is now acting trash. So yeah, found a new button and it works properly again, just like from last time from the store. So yeah, now I am satisfied of my work right here. You see, we didn't even have to buy new parts for this guy right here, and we have to be wasting money. But guess what? We can use the stuff we have right now at the house instead of going to stores and wasting our money buying a new whole button instead of just that. But because look at that, we got some stuff at the house and it's going good. And that's lucky because I'm lucky that I have stuff around my room and also at the house too. So now we can put this droid back together and making sure the end here is straight. That's what you mean, the fluffing, so the thing can go back in there smoothly. So yeah, let's see here. So I make sure this is good. So I'm making sure the in here is good. Oh, wait a minute. I feel something in here. Hold on, let me try to grab that. The heck is this? We got some, it's like a little stick. It looks like a thick of glue. Well, that's strange. I don't know what the heck that's doing inside there. So yeah, like I was saying, I'm gonna make sure this is in the end here straight, so the dome can fit properly. Oh, what the heck? I feel something else in here. What is this? Heck is this in here? What in the world is this? I bet this was in there for a long time. A arrow. It's pointing. It's a red arrow, and with some red stitching or pink stitching. Well, that's a little awkward. I might take a look at those things later. But yeah, like I was saying, is there anything else in here? Looks like that was it. That was a little weird mystery right there. But yeah, so like I was saying, making sure the in here is properly good. Putting my fist in there. There we go. Perfect. So yeah, what was this little critter hiding? Let's take a look at it. So, let me see here. So as I discover, taking off this. So this looks like this little thick, it's like some sort of weird material. That's weird. I don't know why it was doing inside of R2. Same with this. That can go back inside of him. Some weird material right here. Red stitching. And this weird cardboard. Is this like some sort of clue? This looks like a sticker. If I unwrap this. Well, hey, look at that. So this is like a little mystery right here. Because it's all sticky. It was like all sticking together. Well, he called that a little sticker. That is absolutely weird. No, I don't know why was it doing inside R2. Looks like it's the same arrow. Or they're different sizes. They're all like crushed up in here. What the heck is going on here? They're all crushed up together. Well, that's weird. That is absolutely interesting. There's like a lot of arrows in here. Why would that be doing inside of R2? Maybe that got in there somehow. These stickers came from China. Or something or whatever. Or I don't know. Look at this. It's more of them arrows. Is this like a clue? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows what these arrows are all about? There's also another one. It's all like old style like. But yeah, who knows what these arrows are all about? And this final one right here, it's all crushed up. I don't know what kind of arrows are these. These arrows came from China or whatever. This one looks like it got beat up. So yeah, that is interesting and weird. So now that we got everything over with, now we just gotta find a way to put them back together and try to put back the plushy part of R2. So yeah, so now we're gonna have to put this back together, the cheaply made dome, as we know it. And these little fluffy things can go back inside R2-D2. They can be squished in again. There. Back in its little dome. Now we need to focus on this right now. Putting this guy back together. Just gotta be careful to not so that this thing doesn't come apart again like last time. Hold this in place. So I got the other piece. Just need to line up the edges. See, line up the edges on the right here. If it fits, it seems to not want to fit. I don't know if it's because there's something blocking it, or I have no idea why this is not fitting inside here. Oh, okay, there we go. So I just had to put it back in its spot. Now it's inside there properly. Okay, got it now. Look at that. We got that cheaply made dome back together. And same with the tape. Got to make sure it's back together. See, there it goes. See? The cheaply made dome is now back together. Making sure the tape is alright. I don't know why they put tape on the right here, because this is not there for a reason. That's weird. By the way, I might take off this tape because I don't know why it's here for a reason. Nothing important about this tape, because it's just old tape. It just came from China. Or, I don't know, because that last time when I was playing with the R2-D2 toy, I noticed that it was like smelling up or something, or like the motor was overheating. I think that's why this port was here for a reason, so the motor can have some air to breathe in. Because if this was covered with tape, the motor wouldn't even get some air and breathe. Yep, that's what you gotta remember. The stores just don't know what they're doing. They just want to put everything what they have. And now I got some tape on this and it's stuck. So yeah, we got to remember this. Motors need to breathe, and tape around like this doesn't necessarily mean that it needs to be on there. Because tape like that is what you're going to call a malfunction on the motor. See the motor right there? It's inside this hole, so you can see it. And the last time it was overheating, it started to smell up because this tape was covering the hole. So yeah, that's what you got to remember. Motors need to breathe. They don't need to be covered up with tape. Got that? Hope sure. Hope so. Because motors, they don't need to be covered up with all this tape. So now it has some air now. You see that? It has some air. Been suffering in there from a long time ago. And probably for that. No wonder why the motor stopped working. Because the motor was overheating. Because the tape was covering this hole. And that's why motors need to breathe, y'all. That's why motors need to breathe. So they can cool off and cool down after use. So now I gotta find the screws. If they're here, I might have lost them. Gonna have to use the handy dandy magnet to fix this. Also, a screw right there for the battery compartment. So where's that handy dandy screws? Found that. Where is that screw? Well, not gonna lie, it seems like I lost all the screws. I found one. And this other one, it looks like it came from the Shrek toy. The triangular head screw. So that is super random. So I might collect those screws. But the bad news is I can't find the other screws for this cheaply made dome. That it came from China. There's another screw. Looks like a Phillips. Yep, that's the part where it goes to the system. And I might save this one. This one looks like an extra triangular head screw for Shrek. You see that? You see that, everyone? You see, you're wondering why my Shrek toy has so many of these screws? Well, it's because I keep these. It's for extra. And I might save that one. And that's why I have all these other screws for Shrek. It's the triangular head screws that came with. Yep, there's the two screws right there. Phillips, that's to the system. And I need to find another one. Need to find another one of those little cheaply made screws. If they're around here somewhere, if I can find it. Might have got lost. Huh. Yeah, I might have lost them other screws. Well, that wasn't my bad. But as long as we got some screws now, we can just put the screws like this for now until we find the other ones. Side to side like that, so it can hold it down. So yeah, very interesting on the inside that day. So now, this droid can get back together and back to business. And I know you R2-D2 fans, sorry if I ruined my R2-D2, but this had to be fixed. That's how life is. You gotta fix your toys if they mess up. But yeah, putting this guy back together. It's cheaply made dome. It came from China. Okay. Make sure that's tight on there so it doesn't come off. Okay. So now we got those two screws on the side right there screwed in. So the whole entire thing doesn't come off until we find the other screws. But yeah, I might find them in a second. I have to skip this so it doesn't cause another. So yeah, I guess I cannot find the other screws. I guess they are missing after all. So I have no idea where they landed at or somewhere. But might look at it later. But yeah, as long as this is together, that's good. Cheaply made little dome. Just a little bump and go action wheel. Yeah. So yeah, time to put this guy back together. See how it goes. Okay, here's the plushy part, the squishy part. And I'm gonna put it back inside here. And actually, first of all, before I put this back in here, I'm gonna untwist the wire as usual. And I'm actually gonna get some tape because the thing that I pulled out for the button is broken now. So I'm gonna use me some tape so I can tape it back in there and try to match it up with the thing right there. So if I remember, it was like this. Buried in there. Yeah, it was like that. So first I gotta get the dome in there. Hold on, this might take a minute. Okay, so instead of taping this to the cotton, because I already tried that already, and it looks like give it a problem of all the cotton coming out of it, loose cotton. So I'm gonna try to tape the button right here like it used to, and try to put it back the way it was. Okay, so now it goes like that. Now we know. So now we're gonna tape that. Okay, so now we're gonna tape this. Just like that. And now we got ourselves a brand new R2-D2. Fix his button. And I'm gonna see if it levels the action right here. Let's see. Because the speaker was actually in the middle, of course. Yep, it does measure it. That's good. Let's go. Let's go, man. Fixed it. A little bit to the bottom, perhaps, but I'll fix that. Whoops. That just ruined the tape. Okay, so let's get some new tape because that one broke. There, just like that. Take a look at that. Now it's in the right place. Hold on. I need to stick that in there. There we go. Take a look at that. Now in the right place. Pretty cool, huh? We finally fixed that. So now I need to find a way to put this back. So let's see here. So I'm gonna try to put this on here. Yep. Now it's in the right correction. Pretty cool, huh? We fixed it. Okay, so let's see here. I'm gonna try to put this back on the ring, or this is not gonna go back on. I don't know. I don't know if this is gonna go back on. So, the bad news is we cannot put it back. But the good news is we fix R2-D2, and all I need to do is find that screw for the battery compartment. And it seems like this is like a zip tie, of course. So this can come out like that. See, a little zip tie. Looks like that's the part where it was ready to break off. So yeah, so all we gotta do now is find a new it's whatchamacallit, it's a tie string, or whatchamacallit, if I got it correct. Have to buy a new one and fix the right here so it can stay together. But yeah, we fixed R2-D2. All we gotta do now is just fix him by putting him back together, by giving him a new tie, zip tie or something like that. And then, yeah, he's all good to go. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. And if your R2s are acting up like this, well, this is a little fix for you. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. And he's a good little R2-D2. And gonna have to fix that one day. And with this, I guess I'll just throw this away. And same with the yellow tape and all that stuff. So now R2 has air. If he rolls around with his bump and go action wheel, he can have some air in it and air out. So yeah. We see us next time, and I'll see you later.